Hi Aquarius, welcome to my channel. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller, and this is going to be your monthly reading. I'm recording it for December, but it could find you at any time and feel relevant to you at any time. So whenever it does find you, I'm thrilled you're here. Please feel free to stay if you'd like. Yeah, I'm so happy to have you. I find these so interesting, and I hope that you do too, and I hope that there's some healthy things that you get out of them in some way. So, okay, so the visual that I received for you, Aquarius, was of two hands carving up a turkey. There's some slices to the side. And I took time to reflect on this visual and took my dogs for a walk, and a few kind of energetic things kind of came through. And I feel, first of all, the most important is to mention that I am recording this at a time where a colonial holiday is being celebrated in the United States, Thanksgiving. And I feel like it's so important to speak to the importance of reflecting on the violent origins of this holiday and the violent nature of colonialism and how that is perpetuated to this day. You know, to really, be aware of the attempted demise and, violent marginalization and oppression of Indigenous peoples to make way for European settlers. And how that is packaged all up right now to be a time of, to be thankful is even just an added layer of cruelty. And I feel like it's important to speak to that. And as colonialism is being reflected on, simultaneously lean into decolonization and how you as a unique individual can contribute to that. And I feel it's also important to mention, being thankful in itself is a beautiful thing. Spending time with loved ones, sharing a meal together, being grateful, spending time, those are all really beautiful things. But this is a colonial holiday. The time frame as well that it is celebrated in is the invitation to lean into. So at the very least, thank the land and acknowledge the traditional territory you're on. Okay, and that's going to look differently for each and every one of you because you're all unique, diverse individuals, watching this, and you're all going to have your own relationship and location within, colonialism. And that's important to, within the reflection, to locate, yourself and your ancestors within that. And again, that's going to look differently for each and every one of you. So I just feel like it's really important to mention. I live in so-called Canada, and we have a Thanksgiving as well, and I feel it's important to speak to that at that time too, because it just is. And I feel like it's important to speak to everyone about this, but with you, Aquarius, you rule groups, you rule the collective, and you're simultaneously ruled by Saturn as well as Uranus. So there's this traditional aspect as well as this revolutionary aspect. And so I feel like, I'm talking to you who are going to get thinking differently and thinking creatively, when it comes to accessibility and celebrations that are not rooted in violence, and spending time with the ones that are to to heal and to I don't even know, just create space for the people who have been hurt the most to lead the way. You know what I mean? Because that is the most important. So yeah, okay. The next thing that came through with the like cutting, and I'm sorry if you're vegetarian or vegan, like I'm vegetarian, so you can picture a squash if you like, but that's just how the energy presented itself, is that there's this energy of like portioning out time, resources, energy. There's a nature of like having, you know, like responsibilities, mouths to feed kind of thing. So let's just jump in and see what's coming up for you, Aquarius. Yeah, so like, and portioning out time, portioning out resources, energy. You know, okay, I was going to say there's an air of generosity as well, right? Like sharing. But there's this notion too of it comes with just a slight feeling of like, more of a responsibility, not in a like, how do I explain this? It's not like something that comes with dread. It's just that there's this notion, temperance came out, of having to really like manage time and resources in a responsible way to really alchemize the energy, your energy, and you know, I just saw like not spreading yourself too thin. Like I just saw a little bit of butter on a toast. So like working with your energy in ways that, you know, really refuel you and, you know, assist in the stamina needed in order to, you know, carry through with what you're doing and what you're up to right now. Temperance is, yeah, combining elements. It's a sense of patience and presence as well. Queen of Wands. I heard the word generosity. That's where the generosity energy comes in. And Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's just such an energy of doing a lot right now, and really needing to portion out time, resources through, you know, scheduling. Like we're thinking about physical energy here, so we're thinking about maybe, yeah, you know, making sure that schedules are written down so that, you know, that gets out of the mind. I'm sorry, I'm bumbling through this so much because I just saw a calendar, so maybe there's some either advice there or some validation there of like, yes, keep like writing it all down, organizing it, because the Queen of Wands is quite capable and takes on a lot and is very like yeah, warm, gracious, giving energy, has a lot of power. So that's where like this stamina comes in. So I get the sense, Aquarius, like you have a lot going on. I heard, yeah, you're responsible for a lot. So really making sure the time needed and is allocated for the responsibilities that you have. Maybe some of you, yeah, like have, you know, children, family. I see this in like a real like responsible, balanced way. Like with the Queen of Wands here, like there is like also time for play and creativity, fun. So like these is what I sense like being of utmost importance, as well as like the material responsibility of things and the time frame of like, yeah, you know, handling the work life balance, all of that. And there's this element of play that is part of the mix, which is great to see. So what came out here? We have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Princess of Pentacles. The Tower on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So there is little, bringing the Nine of Swords coming up here in the Tower, there's like a peppering of stress and worry. When there's a lot of responsibility, that means there's a lot to care about, which means that there's a lot to worry about. And that's understandable and valid. And I really see indications here, Aquarius, of like really attempting to sort that out and find your balance with that, even if the balance changes between each day, week, month, depending on what's going on. I sense that, like, again, what is helpful and what could be helpful, if this resonates with you, is really schedule. Like, really, like, mapping everything out and being able to see it, to be able to like look at it and be able to integrate it from that point of view too. So it's not just all, inside, like bouncing around, and just there's so much to think about. There's so much to like keep straight, keep in order, right? With like Nine of Swords being underneath the Temperance, this is really bringing a presence to that sense of worry, to start to alchemize it. Queen of Wands underneath the Eight of Pentacles, this is really grounding that force into a plan, into a routine, and that which also helps with commitment too. Like I said, there's a notion here of making time and making sure that there's time for your creative pursuits, for your sense of play and fun, and and the like oh my gosh, structuring unstructured time within heavily structured time. If that makes sense. And I get the sense that this is assisting in showing up in a softer way in your body and in your environment. Underneath the Ace of Swords, there's a sense of clarity and space and insight, and like when there's rest is a time where those insights can really come forward. And the Princess of Pentacles is very restful energy, also very, very curious, as all of the pages or princesses are in this deck. Very curious, very smart, and kind of looking at how to continue to nurture and build and cultivate the life that's desired. Really being like, all the princesses are open to learning and are really focusing on learning. Some of you may be even making time to learn new things, and even when things are really busy, it's this real strong vibe of being very committed with portioning your time, your energy, your resources to show up for everything that is important to show up for in your life, specifically, and also having equal of importance on like you time and time to explore new things that you're curious about, things that are inspiring to you, things that you're wanting to learn, or really kind of just you time to rest, to vibe out, to really tune into the things that bring you a lot of joy, bring you a lot of like inspiration, like. So I feel like there's a lot of attention being paid to the worry, and I feel like there's a lot of messages and a lot of insight you're gaining from yourself as to, you know, leaning into, you know, where this Nine of Swords energy is kind of taking you. And to bring temperance, right? The alchemist is a very, also a very curious energy, very centered and very experimental as well, right? Like when we're thinking about alchemists, they're combining different elements to create gold. And so I sense that here, Aquarius, this nature of what does, you know, your gold look like to you. And like in a very rad way, like I said, like really putting equal of importance to the things that you want to do and the things that rejuvenate you and inspire you. Time for, and also time to rest too, and time to be in your own energy, and to, because again, rest is where those insights can really pop up and be heard, you know, because when we're busy, we're like, oh, our mind is focused and busy, but when we're resting and we're, you know, doing things that we enjoy, that's where that, you know, intuitive those messages can come up. So I sense that there's a nature here of rest and kind of listening and allowing these insights to come up, and also at the same time bringing an awareness to the places that feel tight or worrisome, where the Nine of Swords energy is kind of leading you. You know, being very much the Queen of Wands in between Temperance and the Queen of Wands, both like Sagittarian energy as well. So that could be important for you specifically if you have Sagittarius heavy in your chart, or it's Sagittarius energy now, just Sagittarius season. And also we had the new moon in Sagittarius, so that also could be important too. Like maybe there's some intention set around the new moon in Sagittarius to really, you know, recalibrate and reportion out time and space and energy and resources to make room for, you know, your enjoyment. And again, I guess some of you, they're picking up something that kind of got set aside for a second there. And others of you are maybe like learning a new skill that you've always, you know, wanted to learn, or something that's come up that's really inspired you, and, you know, there's an opportunity to learn more, because the pages of the deck, again, are students, so they're open to learning opportunities. They're very curious as well. There's a lot of curious energy here, so you are so curious, right, Aquarius? You're so curious. So yeah, being the Queen of Wands, there's such vibrant energy coming from this Queen of Wands. Actually, let me show you. You know, the Queen of Wands trusts themselves to like get the job done and have fun along the way. There's such a sense of passion and creativity, sensuality, even confidence. And so I feel like there's this, yeah, that confidence, this Queen of Wands energy on one side of the Temperance card here, and then the Nine of Swords on the other, and that's where this, you know, alchemizing is coming into play. With the Eight of Pentacles, this is grounded, organized, skill building, mastery. This is where I'm getting that schedule. I just saw that calendar again, a big wall calendar, a desk calendar, just to be able to visualize all the things that, you know, are needing to get done, as well as scheduling time for you. Not to be redundant, but yeah, I feel that. And can I flip over? No. So we got Queen Ya Asantewa, level up. So Queen Asantewa is a queen that led the Battle of the Golden Stool, I think. Very fierce, like Queen of Wands energy, like a warrior queen. And, you know, also like an agricultural queen. Very much a force, sorry if that's loud, very much a force who stood up to colonialism, you know, kind of leading right to the beginning of this video. But she faced, you know, them colonizers off head to head, and they did not get their hands on the golden stool. They did not. And this is a real person, and I encourage you to learn about her. And Queen Asantewa is inviting you to, you know, lean into leveling up. And I sense that there is this like new realm or of confidence unlocked, and the, again, importance of showing up for, you know, the things that you are responsible for, your, you know, work, your family, your animals, your plants, your all of the things, right? But also sitting down with yourself and maybe, you know, your partner or your like your friends, and making sure that there's time for you to rest and to have time to focus on things that interest you, and learn new things, and level up, right? And rest happens, leveling up happens when there's time to rest. And there's, again, this beautiful quality of love and being brought to the tight Nine of Swords spaces, and kind of bringing a level of curiosity to explore the, you know, reasons that's tight. And there could be very valid reasons, and showing up for yourself. And that is another way of leveling up, like really is, you know, becoming stronger in yourself, more confident and trusting the self more, right? Like Queen Asantewa trust herself. She knew what to do, you know. And this is also a Queen of Wands energy. They're protective. They are protective energy. They're protective over their space, protective over their family, protective over their community, and are willing to make changes. They're willing to, you know, speak up and take action to protecting their peace, to protecting the people and the most vulnerable around them. But in order to be able to do that with such fervor, there is a notion of like being very clear with oneself, and having the time, you know, even if it's like, because it's hard, but even if it's 5 minutes to, you know, take some deep breaths. Like, it could start there, you know, just to take some deep breaths. That is a kind thing to do for yourself, and it can assist in also leveling up, because awareness is our superpower, and the more that we learn about ourselves, the more recognition of power we have, and the less power these places that the Nine of Swords energy can represent, which is like worry, stress, can represent, the less power they have. Again, there's a notion too of like validating yourself, because these worries and these stresses maybe are probably very much valid, but making sure you're not living there, I guess, and that assists in leveling up. You know, and the Queen Asantewa, like, you know, other people, and the Queen of Wands, right? Like, they trust in their convictions. They are very community oriented, collective oriented. Ultimately, they trust in their convictions, and even if there is, yeah, like, you can't please everyone, I guess, right? But at the same time, in Queen Asantewa's case, she absolutely did. And she, you know, defended the golden stool from colonizers. And yeah, I just encourage you to look her up. I'll hold up her name again. So if you are interested in looking her up and learning from her, you can. So what's coming up for Aquarius? So 11 messages in numbers, 1111 messages in numbers. So you could be seeing 1111 a lot, or you could be seeing, you know, a unique sequence of numbers a lot. There could be messages there for you to look up those kind of angel numbers. And also angel numbers can be such a really great way of even just taking a moment to breathe. If you see 1111, you know, that is an invitation. Take a deep breath at that time. And, you know, kind of get present in the body for a second. And that can be a great place to start, you know, structuring unstructured time within structured time. So seeing certain number frequencies may be an invitation to kind of get back in the moment, get in your body, take a deep breath, center in a way. All right. So the universe is speaking to you through numbers. From 1111 on your phone to the repeating number patterns that catch your eye, information is being transmitted from the creative universal intelligence into your cellular awareness. You may feel energetic healing as you receive these transmissions of number frequencies. Yeah. So keep up the good work. I hope that there's been something helpful here. If you're not doing this already, or if you don't do this already, writing down all the things could be helpful. And I'm proud of you for making room for time for yourself, to rest and level up. So I love you very much, and I'll see you next month, Aquarius.